Hello, and welcome back to Troutopolis. As we saw in the last episode, my start to creating the ultimate city kind of went a bit pear-shaped. It didn't come off to the best of starts. But we rectify that situation eventually, and we are now in a position where we have a pretty nice start to a city where we are profitable. Still got quite a nice chunk of change in the bank. I don't really want to go and be in a situation where I've got no money to actually spend and expand in certain places. So I'm trying to be a little bit more conservative with what I'm doing and what I'm spending my money on. So what is the next plans that we're going to be doing? So I had a load of you ask and request to have streets named after you. I probably won't get them all fitted into one episode, but they are noted down for anyone wondering where their street name is. And I think I'm going to go in the order of which someone put a comment in, so whoever put their first comment, they will get their street first. There are milestones you have to hit to unlock certain things. Obviously, once we hit 460 as our population, we'll be able to have the taxes feature implemented. We can take out a loan if we want to. The garbage service, the healthcare, the education, and we'll also get some new buildings, including the elementary school, the medical clinic, and the landfill site. So right now we're making about $200 odd or whatever you want to call these. It has a big C on it, so we could call it the C notes, big Chris Trout notes. So we're making a steady stream of about 200 Chris units or Chris dollars at the moment, just there and abouts. And obviously, we're not having too many people come into the actual city. So what I'm going to do is expand very, very slightly on the house front. I'm going to add in a few more living quarters to see if that will start to increase our population, get us to that milestone. Because once we get to that milestone, we can start to put in some new, nice things. Now, the first road that's going to get a name is Barsley's Boulevard. Mr. Josh Barsley asked to have a street named after him, and he gets the industrial street, the industrial state street, because it sounds like quite a working name, Barsley. It sounds like if I worked in a factory and my boss had a name, it would be called Barsley. It's a great name. I like it. And it's the only street that doesn't have a name at the moment. So, yeah, that's that. Wow, those buildings have filled up fairly quickly. We've now started to get a steady stream of population coming into the actual place. And because we've got that new population, we've finally got some more, what are they called? There are low-density commercial zones. So we've got some more shops and bits and pieces and restaurants coming in, which is really, really cool. That will obviously unlock a few more jobs. Look at that, 52 people coming in right now. I am a little bit tempted to expand even more, but I don't want to overdo it. It's clear you need more houses than you do shops and general things like that. Making even more money now. So do you know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to start to expand onto Big Boy Street and create a few more houses for people. So the first set of houses, we'll do them here, and we'll start to work ourselves. No, in fact, we'll start out here on Saucy Wench Avenue, because there's a nice stream of cars coming in and around there. I might have to build a few more roads, because as the population's going to increase, we're obviously going to increase in the number of cars and the general traffic. So as you can see down in the bottom center of the screen, it actually tells you the demand for each zoning area, or what the town or city needs to build. Now, obviously, there's a lot of people who want to come and live here. Well, obviously, there are a lot of people who want to come and live here. So we've got a medium demand. There's also a medium demand for industries and offices, even though we've got quite a few there. And there were a few that were actually looking for workers. But I think because we've now expanded some of these buildings, there is a slight need for more industrial areas and offices. So we've got even more people coming in. We're getting even more money into the bank, so that's nice. We're setting ourselves up for a steady pace. I think I'm also going to chuck in a few industrial zones. Right, so someone's going to be lucky enough to get a new road. I'm building another road just because I don't want it to be this street that kind of creates this T junction. I just kind of built it for the sake of having it there. And right now, I kind of want to just create a few more industrial areas without overcrowding the general population. I really don't want it to kind of interfere with this general area as well. It looks like we haven't quite got enough electricity either. Now, I don't know if that's just because of the general creation is not quite good enough. Potentially putting a wind farm somewhere. Maybe even over there, if we have a look. So this will tell you exactly how the wind is looking. And the darker areas are obviously good places for that wind. I think it's probably more efficient to make energy areas over here. So there we go. So we've got some more energy coming in there. Hopefully those guys will find they've got a sufficient amount. I think it might have been because I've actually opted to reduce the amount of energy that is available at the nighttime, just because there's not as many people about. Naturally, at nighttime, you shouldn't need as much energy, but I will bump it up very, very slightly. It's a bit of a wonky line, isn't it? I might try and reduce that, but we have just spent a fair bit of money on the whole thing, so I'm actually going to leave it there. Maybe it's something I'll improve later on. Let's rename our new street. It is not going to be called Anna Street. It's going to be called Kyle Crescent. It sounds like the kind of name that would be a good cul-de-sac, but yeah, I don't have that at the moment. So we're going to create a few industrial areas around this situation. I don't want it to go too far down, though. I want it to kind of remain in its area. So if we go like that, see how that gets on for now before doing too much more. We can actually fill these up because they're not. These areas aren't going to be filled for anything other than just industrial state, at least at this point in time. So we'll fill them. There is a demand still for more homes, and we've actually hit 400 population. Reach a population. Oh, it's 460. We're almost there, so we don't actually have to really expand too much in order to get that. And you see a few more of the shops and restaurants are starting to open up because of how many more people are available. I do have to give a mention to Slivers, who suggested a load of street names, but because he didn't say he wanted one himself, he just put a load of suggestions down, like Crotch Crescent, Fudge Packer Avenue, Knob Hill, preferably on a hill, he put in brackets, Gooch Drive, an actual road near his house apparently, Muhammad Ali, Colonoscopy Circle, Hooters Highway, and Toad Road. Some interesting suggestions there, but we're going to have to go with Kyle, who actually asked for Kyle Crescent. Almost there. We're still waiting on the 460 mark. Perhaps we should put in a few more buildings. Let's do that. Let's put in those buildings, see if it brings him some new boys. There's a major demand for housing, so we'll fill out this whole street and see what we get. And there we are. We have made it. Congratulations, Little Hamlet. Taxes, loans, garbage, healthcare, and education. Waste management. To manage waste and garbage, build a landfill site or an incineration plant. Waste management produces pollution, so the facilities should be placed far away from residential areas. We've got to keep our citizens healthy, and we've also got a school. Alright. So I suppose this could be a bit more of a bit more of a village type of thing, as we're starting to get a nice steady stream of people moving in. We have got this area here, which I think I'll put a few more houses maybe over in that direction. I don't like how you come off this busy motorway, you're straight away into, I suppose that's not terribly unrealistic. What's wrong with our garbage collection service? Trash is piling up and it's swarming. Alright, so we've got some business to do here. So before we get onto the fancy stuff, we need to make sure we're taking care of all the bad stuff. So we need a garbage disposal area. We want it far away, don't we? So where am I not likely going to need this? We could put it over here. Let's build some more roadage. We can build. Can we build? We can build over here. So if we put that over there, I don't want it to be the first thing that you see when you enter either. So we'll put it at the end of the industrial state. Taking out the trash just became much more convenient than before. Exactly right, my friend. Exactly right. Right, so these guys haven't got any water as well, so we need to make sure that they're getting the appropriate piping. So we will just extend that ever so slightly. Like so. And now they have running water. Making a nice bit of profit now. $1,000 or Chris currencies. Hopefully the garbage gets disposed and taken care of. You can see actually all the trucks coming out to sort out the towns, which is awesome. Right, so I don't want to go too overboard with what we're doing. We've got some nice tools to play with, and they are a little bit expensive. We've got a medical clinic that we can build. We've got a school that we can build. I think the landfill site was probably the most important thing to have at this point in time. So we can start to actually build this town and make it a place that people want to bring their children to, obviously educate them, bring them up, a nice place for people to settle down into. And also a medical clinic to take care of. That's probably the most important thing and probably the thing I'm going to build first. But let me know what you would like me to see. Where I'm kind of thinking maybe I almost want to build another suburb or cul-de-sac here, right? And then have these roads kind of come together with a big roundabout and you can go off into different areas. What they're going to have, I don't know. But I want to kind of create this kind of like CBD, Central Business District, and put like the medical care and the school into it, into the center almost. So I think we'll leave it there for now. Let me know your thoughts and feelings for the next episode. I hope you've enjoyed, and if you did, do drop a like rating. Make sure you leave a comment. You want a road named after you? Feel free to do that, and I'll see you for the next episode. Peace out.